I was about to say Monday morning, but it's not. It's Tuesday. Give me just a moment. Turn on a couple cameras here. Good morning. Good mycology morning. And it's gonna be a wonderful one. Big J! Good morning, my good friend. Good friend. Big handsome J. That's who that guy is. Hold on one second while I get my other camera. Free! Free? You're so close to being here and hanging out. I cannot wait. That isn't all it's going to be bad because that's all I can talk about right now. Shh, we got to talk about other stuff. Is there any way they're going to let this work today? Good morning, Mush Man. Good morning. Good morning, Mush Fam. Mush Man and Mush Fam. There we go. Let's see how long this lasts. Good morning. Good morning. There we go. Cece, you're up over there. Hey, Cece. Cece, I like you. I like Miss Cece. Nicholas, good morning. I'm just waiting for a few people to join, and I'm going to tell a fish story. You guys want to hear a fish story? Give me 4 people, because there aren't very many people here yet, but give me 4 people and say, Pops, we want to hear a fish story. Thank you, Cece. I like you. Give me a fish story. Pops, tell us a fish story this morning, okay? You guys got to hear the fish story. I've been saving this one. It was weird. I forgot all about Monday being a holiday, and I argued with myself. Okay, I got enough people acting like they care about it. Yesterday morning, I argued with myself. I had a big argument. Turn on tea, don't turn on tea. Turn on tea, it's a holiday, but don't turn on it. The holiday guy won. The holiday, even though I was up, I had everything, I'm good to go. I said, you know what? It's a holiday. We're supposed to do things different on holidays, right? So give everybody a day off. But I missed it. I missed hanging around with you guys. And it's going to make the week go faster, too. Now there's only 4 days to do the deal. Cece, story coming here in a second. You know me, I got to do the cliffhanger. It's old cliffhanger morning. So what happened, usually I tell my stories on Monday morning. What happens, if there's a fish story, usually there is, from Saturday, and then we have our mornings. Well, this story, I wanted to tell it all day yesterday. I was going to call somebody. I got to tell you a fish story because I couldn't tell it this morning, but I didn't do it. I knew I'd get to it this morning. Usually the stories are gigantic. Something crazy's gone on. Not so on Saturday. Okay, you guys ready? We have enough people here? I think so. Give me a couple more likes over here on this one, and I'll be happy to share this story. Then we'll get our morning started. And Free's going to teach me how to do the singing bowl. Okay. Oh, let me cliffhang you one more, just a little bit longer, 1 second longer, on the story. Let me pull a card for today. Oh, I didn't like where I cut. Let me cut somewhere else. I'm gonna pull today's card. Whoa, this is so perfect. This is perfect for today's message. Oh my goodness, our universe is an amazing place. The Emperor. The Emperor card. And just look how regal and strong he looks. Look how regal and strong our man looks. Okay? Why is this going to be the universe is going to talk to you about this one. I'm going to leave that one face up for the rest of this deal this morning. Fish story. Emperor. Emperor. Good, strong card. Boop. Fish story, Saturday. Usually, our boat I go out with two guys, Captain Jeff and first mate Kevin. Everybody knows. Captain Jeff's about the best fisherman on the river. No joke. He's been on the river his whole life. He knows everything about it. You know, besides his humble attitude to everything. So we're out there. We're going to go out. We're the only guy. We're the first guys off the launch that morning. Oh, starts out. He gets a hold of me to say, we're going to go out a half hour later than usual. You know, last couple of times the bite has been happening a little bit. The fish bite's been happening a little bit later in the day. Let's not waste our time with that early morning drift. We'll get started a little bit later. Okay, sounds good. Sleep in time, right? Of course I don't sleep in. I can't wait to get going. So it didn't help me at all, Jeff. I didn't sleep in one wink. So we start out. We're still the first guys off the dock. Guys, remember the story, and I hope she listens. Debbie, the dock master, the ranger there. Sweet, sweet woman. She brings us our brownies that morning. That's what it starts out. We all get our bag of brownies. Handmade brownies from the dock master. Next time, I'm not going to stop at 7-Eleven and get my own little cinnamon bars. I'm going to just wait I just go to the dock. I get my brownies from the dock master. Okay, who does that? Individually, I just thought of it, individually wrapped. They were individually wrapped. No kidding. I didn't even think about it. They were individually wrapped brownies for Kevin, for each of us. That's half the story. just so the brownies are sitting there on the bench. Well, Jeff had to bring his puppy dog with him. Usually the dog can stay home, but they weren't going to be able to watch him that morning. So he's got a fish. Plus he's going to train the dog getting on and off the boat and how to be on the. We love this little puppy. Beautiful dog he has. Beautiful pup named Pitch. I ramble. Pitch decides he wants Pitch decides he wants the brownies. So Pitch knocks one of the bags over into the water. And old Jeff, fast as he could be. No, it was Kevin. Kevin grabs the brownie and pulls it out of the water, sets it back on the bench. By the time Jeff comes back over the boat, there's 3 bags of brownies. Well, one's dripping wet. That one's yours, Jeff. the dripping wet one, that's yours. Thank Pitch. So Pitch got, good news is it was just the outside of the bag was wet. The funniest thing you can imagine, and Kevin saved the brownies. Kevin's fast. Silly part of the story. Okay? Yeah, you guys saw part of that video. That's right? Never are they RSO brownies from this dock lady. She's retired military. Sweet, sweet woman. She's decided she likes us. I forgot to tell you guys, last week, Jeff brought a trimming machine. He went around and all the low-hanging branches and everything. Jeff went around and trimmed the park for her. Yeah, I forgot to tell you guys that. Jeff was out there I'm like, can we go home now? No, Jeff's out there trimming the park. And I'm like, I guess I got to help. I guess I got to drag the branches over to a pile. Jeff's out there. It's like, aren't we done fishing? Can we go home? No, we gotta trim and landscape the whole park now. Anyways, the story pops, and I promise we got prizes and stuff to give away if you guys will listen to me. I promise you, I promise. I have good stuff, I promise. Look, it's right there. Those 3 big ones right there. Okay, so anyways, we go out fishing. Up the river, down the river, up the river, down the river. We're trying everything you can try. We're not catching any fish, you guys. Usually, you hear our stories, come back locker full, stuffing them in, releasing, catching, or the season's tailing off. Water temperatures are changing. Fish are moving to different places. We're having a really hard time finding them. It was very, very hard time on Saturday finding them. And the one little spot on the back of the boat that I fish from, first guy to catch a fish pops. Woo! I catch a fish. Here's the bad part of the whole story. Kevin, all day long, Kevin's a fisherman. And Kevin can fish. And he works hard at it. I mean, if his lure isn't working, he's switching it. And he's working 2 poles. And he's surfing the front of the boat the whole time. He is working for 4 hours. 4 hours. Hasn't caught a fish. Not one. Why is this a good story? It's a really terrible story when you hear it. Why? Because not one utter of a complaint, of a problem, of a this poor woe is me, not one negative energy could you feel come out of that man. Not this sucks, this is what, nothing but keep grinding it, trying to catch a fish all day long. I will catch one. You could just feel his energy wasn't negative. His energy was, I will figure this out. There's a pattern. I don't know what it is. What color are they looking for? How deep should it go? I'm telling you, the grind that was coming off that man, I'm getting goosebumps right now thinking about how hard he was working at it. My friend Jeff, same exact story. Just as bad. We couldn't catch fish. Who caught 2? Oh, now I'm up to 3. The guy that doesn't catch fish all year long, so the universe is throwing a couple on mine. But the grinders, the good guys, they couldn't catch fish. So here I am, and I wasn't feeling good about it. Usually I'm like, oh, I feel good. I'm out catching everybody. No. I was like, poor Kevin. If I could just put one on the end of Kevin's pole, I would. If I could put one on the end of Jeff's pole right now, I swear, if I could be Mr. Universe, I'd put one on there. But the universe wasn't letting me be that guy. So here's the final part of the story. Here's the final part. Jeff, Captain Jeff, all of a sudden his line goes down, his pole bends. It's huge. He's got something gigantic on the end of his pole. You know it. It's huge. Everybody's rushing. Kevin's gets the net. We're going to land. Jeff turns around and he hands the pole to me. I don't want the pole. He hands the pole. Here, you take it. Start reeling. I don't want. Okay. So I follow directions. I do everything they tell me to do. Big fish. We land that fish. Big fish. And I try to hand the pole back to Jeff. No, Pops, that's your fish. What are you talking about? That's not my fish. He goes, the rule is anybody that reels it in and gets it onto the boat, it's their fish. That's impossible. He literally hadn't caught a fish all day, and he knew it. And he had the biggest fish on the line, and he turned around and he knew his rule. And he turned around and he handed it to me to make sure. Here's what happened later on. He found out. He walked away telling everybody, Pops caught most fish today. He's the guy that caught more. Jeff, on purpose, made sure that I was able to be the guy that walked off of that boat saying I caught more fish than anybody. He put it in my hands on purpose, took it out of his own. I'm not kidding you. It's hard to explain. It almost sounds worse telling the story now. And I couldn't. Then, you guys said there was a post of me on Saturday. On Saturday, I posted myself holding the fish. That's the fish. That's the fish. I almost felt guilty. I can't take a picture. He goes, yeah, you're taking a picture. This is you. You caught that fish. You were the one that reeled it. You're the one that brought it in. I just put a worm on it. So that fish, did you see me on Saturday? Go back and look if you didn't see it. Most of you did and said something very nice. Thank you. That fish is a love fish. A fish is a love fish. One more minor story. Sorry for rambling. One more minor story, but it's big. So what's the universe do after that? Well, if you guys know fishing just a little bit, I love you, Jeff. If you guys know fishing just a little bit, there's prize fish out in the river. In Michigan, if you can catch a muskie somewhere in your lifetime, you're talking, Jeff's been fishing 35, 40 years. Kevin, same thing, 50 years. They have almost 100 years of experience between the two of them. They probably have 100 years experience. Neither have ever caught a muskie. Big fish. Big, gigantic looking thing. They're like a legend. They're a legend. You don't even know what they're a legend. Unicorn fish, almost. People spend a whole season out trying. That's all they're going to do. 10 hours a day trying to catch a muskie all year long. Don't catch it. It's impossible. So here's what happened. All of a sudden, oh no, there's a big loud noise from Jeff's side of the boat. Jeff never makes noise. Jeff's very, very quiet. All of a sudden, grab the net. Kevin grabs this is all happening in slow motion because of the adrenaline it picks up right now. Adrenaline is gonna, boom, here comes adrenaline. Okay, I'm almost getting adrenaline recreating it. I don't know about you, Jeff. I hear Jeff's voice come up and I hear Kevin grab the net, and all I can hear Kevin say is, "It'll never fit in the net." What? What? These are big nets. We got big nets. Kevin's saying it'll never fit in the net, and I'm grabbing my phone. I don't even know what I'm going to film yet. I'm just, oh, heck. I dropped my phone, and I dropped my pole, put it in the holder, and I'm looking for my phone. Because this is going to be something good. It can't fit in the net. That's all I hear. So I boom, grab my phone, and I turn around, and I'm barely getting my thing, and I look over the rail, and Jeff has a perch, not a very big perch. He had caught a perch, and he was reeling the perch in, but the way the perch was coming in wounded, a muskie unicorn decided it wanted Jeff's perch. So it followed in to the boat after the perch, and it grabbed, and this is just as I'm turning to look, I can see the muskie. God, I'm screaming in my own house. I can see the muskie grab the fish. This is up towards the top of the water. You can see it. This muskie was, of course, it got bigger today than it was on Saturday, but this thing was the size of this dining room table. Big fish. Big fish. And it was going, it hooked on. Now Jeff had the muskie. Now Jeff, because it's got the fish in its mouth. It was unbelievable. And Kevin's dipped the net in. Kevin's going to try to scoop it up and get it. And just as that happens, the fish closes its mouth. Teeth, they tell me, teeth everywhere in its mouth. Snaps Jeff's line and goes away. Unbelievable. I'm calming down right now after telling the story. Jeff came so close to catching a sea monster, a river monster. This isn't one that, we know there was probably something big on the end of the line. No, this thing was this thing was 8 inches away from the boat. 8 inches away. And oh my God, Kevin was right. There's no way in the world this fish would have even fit in the net. We were going to have to figure out, I don't even know how. And then they say when they go out looking for muskie, they have much bigger nets. Because when you saw that thing, there is no way in the world it was going to fit in the net. So, Jeff, love you, man. You almost caught him. You almost caught a sea monster. And the universe, I swear, I think the universe is paying him back for his goodness and his kindness. So you guys are talking about sturgeon on there too. That's another beautiful fish that we talk about in our legends here. Good story? Give me 10. There's enough people here. I want 10 people say good story, and I'll give you a category and a giveaway. Give me 10 people. It broke the whole boat's heart for the next 15 minutes. Okay? A good story? Good story, you guys? Man, I've been waiting to tell the muskie, the one that got away, besides the one that he gave me. The one he gave me and the one that he gave away, right? Good morning. Good morning. There's 10 out of 10s in, man. I love you, bro. You're right. Let's do the Linda giveaway. Let's say good morning to Linda. Let's get a few good morning to Lindas, and let me do a giveaway. Good morning to Linda, from Miranda, and from Greg, and from Lee, and from Haley, and from Frylock and Eric and Ant. These are all to you, Miss Linda. And I know you're listening this morning because I've been talking to Will, and things are going much, much better. Good morning from Bobby and from Z and from Chef and from Exception and from Jeffy and from Michael and Frank and Johnny and Biggie J and L. Good morning, and KRT Grows and Nick Piercings. Nick, that was a handsome picture of you this weekend with your hair all crazy. Tasha, good morning, Tosh. I'm drinking your tea this morning, and it is as lovely as you. Johnny and Chris and Haley and Whiskey and Drake and Michael, all of those are for you. Good morning, Linda. Those are all Miss Linda good mornings. We have 3 giveaways today. 3 cool guy giveaways. Who knows? Sometimes there's more. Category, vegetable, go. Vegetable. Give me a vegetable. Vegetable. We've been here 20 minutes and we haven't given anything away. Tomato, cucumber, peas, carrots, potato, broccoli, carrot, corn, zucchini. Should have said zucchini just for L's sake. Okra, red cabbage, tomato, corn, broccoli, cucumber, potatoes, squash, carrots, asparagus, cucumber, lettuce, cabbage, onion, cabbage, green bean, corn, green bean, cornflower, lima bean, onion, potatoes, pepper. Happy Tuesday, squash. Happy Tuesday to you, Mike. Squash, sweet potato. I'm reading them in the order that I see them on my screen, and I'm fast. Potato, green bean, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, eggplant, lettuce, eggplant, pumpkin, basil, asparagus, broccoli, zucchini, collard greens, leek, onion, artichoke, radish, ondor, bell pepper, pepper, Brussels sprouts. I caught up with you guys. Turnip, greens, peppers. Here you go. Now you got me. Corn, pumpkin, cauliflower, yellow squash, radish, Lee Wilson, ceasefire. It's spinach. Lee Wilson, spinach. Ceasefire. Now Pops can take a deep breath. Ceasefire. Spinach. That was a nice category. You guys got a little action on that one. Okay, Beth, that's not a lug nut. You're a lug nut, Beth. You're a lug nut. No, I'm teasing. You're anything but. Lee. Basically, all 3 of the packages are pretty close to the same, except for package number 3 is going to be just a little bit something different, just slightly. So I'm going to give this away at the end of today. But for today, boop, I'm just going to go ahead and give you the top one, Lee. Okay? No, it's Lee Wilson, not Lee Burdick. Lee Wilson. I'm sorry, Lee Burdick. It's Lee Wilson. So here we go. Let's see what's inside for Lee. This is going to be Lee spelled L-E-I-G-H. Lee. L-E-I-G-H. Lee. Okay? Yes, Lee Burdick is spelling it correctly. Okay? And what's going on up here? CC up. You're up here saying lettuce. Oh, I'm sorry up there. You said spinach too. CC, I believe you, and I want you to DM me. DM me and I'll send you a prize, okay? It's hard for me to do it on YouTube, IG. So we do it over here on YouTube because the feeds go by real fast and I can read them all, okay? But Cece, it's you and me. All right. So send me, DM me your address and I'll send you a prize. Happily. Lee, what's going on in here? Pops. Remember, Mondays are a little bit smaller since we weren't here yesterday. We want to make the prizes today just a little bit nicer, right? So we went double dose. A double dose, right? A double dose. Did you get that one? Double dose? Double. A double. Yep, there's... Someone said that, and I can't get that. The snouts, the pig noses, I can't get that out of my mind, Wes. I'd prefer to think of them as an electrical socket, right? I'd prefer to think of them as a boop, and you go boop. But no, we have to go pig nose. We have to go pig nose with it. See, Matthew's got it. So that's stuck in our minds. Thanks for the program. Oh, so we have that, and we've got a pack, a Pops pack. Fresh grind. These, if you saw my post last night, what was Pops doing up at 2 a.m.? What was Pops doing up at 2 a.m.? Give me a quick. What was Pops doing up at 2 a.m.? This isn't for this isn't for a prize, but what was Pops doing up at 2 a.m.? That's right, Brenna. That's exactly what he was doing. He was popping, pop. See, they do look like electric sockets. So, Pops, 2 a.m., making that happen for the kids. All right? Love you guys from the bottom of my heart. And I look fresh this morning. You couldn't believe, look how fresh I look. You can't tell that I didn't sleep. You can't tell. You can't tell that I've never slept in the last 72 hours, I'd say. 72 hours. Does anybody believe that? Does anybody believe that Pops hasn't slept? He just lied, and he can't be a liar. That would make him unimpeccable, and he wants to be impeccable. I actually slept about 3 hours. Okay, yes, Jeremiah, you got me. I don't want to be a liar. Matter of fact, what I want to do is read this neat thing. I slept about 3 or 4 hours. It was good. All you need is a few hours of love. You guys, I haven't talked about it. What am I avoiding? What's the elephant in the room? What's the big elephant in the room? Shh. We're not talking about it all day. We're not going to make it the focus of everything. Nick, shh, you nailed it. Nick's right. It's some of you kids know. Yep, Ferndale. Boop, boop, boop. We're not going to talk about it very much. We're not going to, boop, boop. I can't even tell you how excited I am. Who has a porta potty delivered to their driveway? Who does that? 1 year ago, I had just bought the place and said, you know what, we're going to turn it into dedicated to do nothing but mush stuff out of this place. 1 year later, boop. And it's only been since May. That we spoke this into existence. A bunch of us said, you know what we should do? Let's do it. I said, okay, let's do it. Spoke it into existence. When your life's spinning correctly, you can speak things into existence. You know what, Matthew 2022? When this one, with the lessons we'll learn and the ideas I'll get and the planning committee, etc., I will be putting together a 2022. Like I've already made that commitment. And it'll probably be at a venue, not just somebody's backyard. And this isn't just somebody's backyard. This is the Mush Lab's backyard. So that's where it should be inaugurally. A pearl is a beautiful thing that is produced by an injured life. It is the tear that results from the injury of the oyster. The treasure of our being in this world is also produced by an injured life. See, we're little pearls. We're little pearls. And none of us had a perfect life. How does a pearl even start inside that oyster? It's an abrasion, it's an injury, it's a scar. And the healing process creates a pearl. Wow. Of course you've had things in your life that haven't been great. It's how you're healing. The treasure of our being in this world is also produced by an injured life. If we had not been wounded, if we had not been injured, then we will not produce a pearl. You are, Greg. I'm watching it. I'm reading a couple comments. That's why I'm kind of quiet. You guys have nice comments. Abalone pearls. The greatest degree of inner tranquility. Ooh, inner peace. The greatest degree of inner tranquility comes from the development of love and compassion. When you love other people and you have compassion for other people, your level of peace and desire for peace grows exponentially. My heart breaks for what's happening in Afghanistan. Breaks. My fellow Marines. And I could say about 10 years ago, I could have cared less. Didn't impact me. Of course it's going to happen. But the more you love, the more you care about every other ounce of caring and love. The more, oh my God, I didn't even finish the quote. This is the first time I've read it. The more we care for the happiness of others, the greater is our sense of well-being. It so doesn't sound right. How could you, if you're supposed to care about yourself, and then, no, you care about other people, and your inner sense of well-being, peace, tranquility, oh my God. And I'm telling you this, not as a guy reading it off of a page. I'm not. I'm standing in front of my friends saying, my friends, please listen. 10 years ago, that isn't who I was. And I was even paid to preach and stuff, but a different sermon. One that was more about, I'm not going there. At the end of the day, only reason I can stand in front of people and do this with the commitment that I do is because I truly believe, and I'm doing it. I'm the person living what I'm telling you. Something happened earlier today, and I said, no, I can't do that. That would be hypocritical. I have to not. Don't do it. So why I'm seeing a little bit don't lower your standards for others. Your standards. And then you live to that level of self-respect, whatever that standard is. And so it's hard to sit in front of, it's not hard to sit in front of people and tell them what you've gone through. I'll give an example. When I was in AA, well, I'm 30 years old and I need to go to a recovery program. But it wasn't because I was an alcoholic, it was because I was a cocaine addict. I was a cocaine addict, stone cold cocaine, bad. I'd been a dealer for years, and then I started using my product, and I became hooked. And then I had Brock that I need to explain things to. And I need to get that cleaned up. So back then, they didn't have Cocaine Anonymous yet. They hadn't even started. They didn't have Narcotics Anonymous. They didn't have any of those. There was just, yep, it was one of those that flew the planes, Eric. And I didn't even know. So back then, the Marines put me through a rehab. Okay, got out of the rehab. And now you start going to 90-minute meetings in 90 days. 90 and 90. Learn a new lifestyle. Well, the reason I'm mentioning this to you is because then you had to replace AA, in my mind. I was going to Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, but I'd replace in my mind, I'm Cocaine Anonymous. Every time somebody would talk, I would replace the word alcohol with cocaine, and it would work for me. 33 years clean and sober from that. And less than 5% of 5% people pull themselves out of that. And then I said, you know what? Did I pull myself out? Or did the universe have another plan for me? Now, why I told that story this morning is because from then on, there were so many stories I could tell that used to be shameful that you could use to sponsor and help other people become sober and live productive, good lives. Well, that's what I'm doing today in I call it my third life. My first 30 years was one life. Year 30 through 60s, 2 lives. I'm now in my third life, my mushroom guy life. 3 years. I'm only 3 years old in my third life. And this life, I tell the truth, baby. No hypocrite. And I want to be an example. I want to sit, that's where I was leading with all of this. Why I can sit in front of people and tell them what I tell them. Because I've been there. I did it. Some of it worked that people told, try this. No, it didn't work. What's new? What's working? What's real? That's what we talk about here in the morning. The real part. The part that really works. The 3 R's. Self-respect. Respect others, and have responsibility for your own actions. Then, in my case, I decided when I was 60, I had years and years and years and years and years of growing mushrooms experience, years. But I used a lot of them to make money. Little side stuff. Nothing big. Nothing big. The big was back before I was 30, and I gave that all up. But when I was 60, I said, that's it. We're giving this to the universe. We're going to teach everybody we know how, because we see the direction this is going. And we know the guys with the yachts don't want this. They don't want us to know. And we're going to go punch holes in yachts. I started punching holes in yachts 33 years ago. And this show right here, you guys don't even know it. This show right here, it's one of the biggest holes out there. We punch holes in yachts because there's a ripple. So that's what happened 3 years ago. And you can ask Trist, who's here. This is the carpet ride from now on. We're going to teach people how. We're going to have a ball. We're going to entertain. We're going to educate. And we're going to facilitate communication. And we're going to have tea every morning. We're going to give stuff away. And we're going to read. And we're going to develop. And this is just our first few months. We've only been on this thing since March. I don't even know how to use a computer. I don't know how. Don't lower your standards for anyone or anything. Self-respect is everything. Bird's saying it right there. You're welcome, Haley. You know what? I have a beautiful life, beautiful family. Happiness blooms. Happiness blooms. I love that word, blooms. In my mushroom culturing, I don't get as much blooming, even though they really do bloom. I think blooming's more in the greens, but in the blooms. Bloom. What a neat word. Yes, absolutely. I knew that, Matthew. There was very deep involvement with LSD and therapies back then. And then through the 30s and the 40s and into the 50s, and then they cut it off. That's what was happening over in Switzerland and in Europe at the time. Happiness blooms in the presence of self-respect. Do you guys like that? Happiness blooms in the presence of self-respect. This is Pops Anonymous. I like that. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's do Pops Anonymous. I like that. Bring your whatever your anonymous issue is. You just plug your own name into the front of that anonymous. That's fine, because it's all going to be solved by love and goodness. It's all going to be solved by kindness. It's all going to be solved by getting out of yourself and serving. Anybody that's depressed, go volunteer. You're going to be fine. Anybody anxious, grow a mushroom. It'll teach you to calm down. You'll grow good ones once you're less anxious. Who's really anxious? Me. Ooh, do I have an anxious personality? It doesn't work growing mushrooms, so it changed. I have to change. Happiness blooms in the presence of self-respect. And I love this quote. That's why I'm drawing it out on you guys. I'm drawing this one out on you. Happiness blooms in the presence of self-respect. So listen to what that just said. If you have self-respect, happiness blooms around you in your life. Self-respect. And the absence of ego. We have to talk this week about what's ego and what's self-respect. People think ego is bad. Not necessarily. Depends on your context. The word ego, not necessarily. Depends on how we're using it, when we define our terms before we use them. Happiness blooms in the presence of self-respect and the absence of ego, when you're not thinking about yourself. You have self-respect, but you're not thinking of yourself. Happiness dwells there and wants to grow bigger. I saw somebody here scroll by here a moment ago saying readings. Are there any? There weren't any of this. So there was only one person sent one in for over the weekend. So that's the one I have read. I do have the book where we were going to get into the second agreement. I'm going to read one paragraph out of that to keep us on track with that. But then I'm going to get to a game because I want you guys to enjoy today. We haven't seen each other for 3 days, and I don't want it to be just me hammering on you. I want you guys have been all talking back and forth, glad to see each other back here. That's the good stuff that happens here in the morning, okay? Whatever people do, feel, Joe, anybody that ever wants to send readings in here, I am more than happy to take them, and we could read your readings all morning long instead of out of a book from other people. I would do that by anybody at any time. And feel strongly, Pops, I'd love you to read this. Man, I'd love to do that, because I'm finding the universe has a plan much bigger than mine. I come to the table sometimes with an idea, I'm going to put it together. The universe says, no, this is what. Just listen. Just listen. Whatever people do, feel, think, or say, don't take it personal. Okay? It wasn't meant for you. Remember the one I said the other day when IG was all glitching on everybody, a million people? No, I took it personal. That's the funny thing. Sometimes, again, back to taking personal, I've been working on this week. I'm pretty good at not taking personal things from other people, but that's still, life still is at me. No. Things that happened when a tree fell down in my yard, it wasn't personal. It was just the tree fell in the yard, and now I got to clean it up. You take it personal, and all of a sudden your whole world starts getting whacked out of control. That and everything else impacted by it. IG's not working. Oh, it's because they're going to cut. They think that next 3 hours were spent spinning out of control. It is not necessary. This is going to be a funny. Back in the 70s and 80s, there was a Saturday Night Live skit. And there was a guy that would come on Saturday Night Live and he would look in the mirror or do something. I can't remember the skit completely, but it used to be, you're wonderful. You're okay. I'm okay. They used to do that skit kind of thing where they were self-affirmations. And I want to be one of the guys to sit in front of you guys and tell you the old pops, 40-year-old pop, almost 50-year-old pop, that's bullshit. Just get to work. Just willpower out of it. What's wrong with you? Get out of it. What's wrong with those people? I used to be that guy. So wrong to understand, not understand how self-affirmation was so important. Smiley, that's who it was. And people, they were going over the top with that character, but I get it. I get it now in the last 3 years. I get it. I do it. I never thought I'd be that guy. I'm almost in the mirror. I'm okay, you're okay. I get it. Makes a huge difference. It's weird. I used to make fun of the guy. It is not necessary to believe other people will tell you that you are wonderful. It's not necessary other people tell you. It's necessary you tell yourself. Don't take anything personally. You already know who you are. That's where the self-respect comes in. You know if you made your bed this morning. You don't need pops to tell you, oh, congratulations, you made it. Next. Self-respect. I don't need anybody to come over. Right this second, I could take this camera down the hall because I slept here last night. I could take the camera down the hall and the bed's made. Guaranteed. Before I sat in front of this camera. Self-respect. You don't sit in front of a camera and tell other people to do something you don't do. Including, don't take anything personal. Because they come at you. They fire at you. They come at you. Left and right. Take it personally, you're going to be in a meltdown city. Take it personally, and everything will slam shut. Me? I got Tubbs to worry about. And I got a tea tomorrow. Because the same people that are saying wonderful things are going to say the terrible things, and the terrible people are going to say the wonderful thing. You don't take it personally. I'm going to say one more paragraph, and we're going to bang out. This one's a big paragraph, important paragraph. Very, very important. Extremely important. That even the opinions you have of yourself are not necessarily true. Wow. You know why? Because those opinions were formed by programs that were put on you that you agreed to unknowingly. So you have opinions of yourself that aren't true. Remember Pops? The one I confess to all the time? I don't say this for a compliment. That is not why. I say this because I'm trying to be transparent. I lived with the Engram, which is a program, but an inward program. I call them Engrams. I lived with the Engram of I'm ugly. Every time I looked in the mirror. 40 years. I have to go through therapy to find out that I'm not ugly. And of course I'm not. But you have opinions of yourself that aren't true. Therefore, you don't need to take whatever you hear in your own mind personally. The mind has the ability to talk to itself, but it also has the ability to hear information that is available from other realms. Sometimes you hear a voice in your mind and you may wonder where it came from. The voice may come from another reality in which there are living beings very similar to human mind. He's going to go on to talk about some Toltec stuff. The mind can also talk and listen to itself. The mind is divided, just as your body is divided. Just as you say, I have one hand and I can shake my hand and I can feel the other hand, the mind can also do the same thing. Part of the mind is speaking while part of the mind is listening. It's a big problem when 1,000 parts of your mind are all speaking at the same time. That's where the programming parts come in. I've been studying this book. We're almost out of time today. I'm going to read one more sentence. Don't take anything personally, because by taking things personally, you set yourself up to suffer for nothing. Humans are addicted to suffering at different levels and to different degrees, and we support each other in maintaining these addictions. Isn't that creepy? We're literally addicted to suffering. Certain people. Well, I broke that addiction. I swear I did. I had to be honest with you. Growing mushrooms helped me change that. I don't want to suffer. I don't want to be impatient. I don't want to be judgmental. I don't want to be unkind. I don't want to be any of those things. First thing I won't do is I won't gossip. I will never gossip. You will never hear me say something negative about another person or carry it out behind their back. Human suffering. Compliments, affirmations, goodness, kindness. If I have a thought about you, I keep it to myself. If I have a problem with you, you and I will talk about it privately. That's it. You have a problem with me? It's okay. I don't take it personally. And remember, final thought, back to my wheelchair. When there are people that are in some kind of a place that isn't working, think of them as sick. They're in a wheelchair. You're going to push them, going to go shove them, go stick a wheel in there, go stick a stick in their spokes of their wheelchair. They're in a wheelchair. They don't even know it. Best thing you can do is sometimes you just leave the guy in the wheelchair alone. He's sitting there, he's all irascible and he's pissed off and everything. Oh, that guy, I avoid him. But there's some guy sitting in a wheelchair, they're at the bottom of the ramp and they're looking around, they're looking for somebody to help push them up the ramp. That guy, you push up the ramp. That's how you look at people like that. Either way, you avoid them because they're in a wheelchair, or you help push them up a ramp. But you don't go shove them over. That's how you look at people. People that are going to rub you the wrong way. People that aren't quite right. Okay? So that's what we want to be. We want to be pontiffs. Remember that? Pontiffs. Ramp builders. Okay. Let's do these two. We got 6 minutes left. Let's get them out of here. Let's get them out of here. Right, Cece? Wheelchairs. Just think of them in wheelchairs. Anybody out there, if you think of them in a wheelchair, I've never once gone up to somebody in a wheelchair and just pushed over the wheelchair, slugged the guy in the wheelchair. He's in a wheelchair for a reason. Half the time I don't want to know. I avoid medical things. I don't want to know. Yeah, I'll help you up the ramp real quick, but you never go hurt them. So here our first one. No, you guys are trying to get your categories, and it's fruit. Go. Fruit. Give me fruit. It's not fish, Drakey. Fruit. Give me fruit, and they're going to count over here on YouTube. Fruit, apple, good morning, pineapple, honey badger, kiwi, strawberry, honey badger, strawberry, apple, peach, tomato, pineapple, lug nut, orange. You guys stop it with this. Don't stop. It's hilarious. Banana with 70 ends, mango, watermelon, cantaloupe, kill it. Greg Horn cantalouped it up already. Greg Horn with the cantaloupe. And Greg sounded like he kind of needed a little bit of help this morning. Or not, I don't mean that in a negative way, but I read a comment or two. This isn't going to hurt Greg's feelings. Okay, let's get this going, and we got another one. Let's try to slam in one more. Greg, what did you get? Well, your box looks just like the first box. Our third box looks slightly different. I can't wait to show you guys. So we had in here, someone said beef. I know, sigh. Cantaloupe. Cantaloupe it was. 2 pig snouts. Getting yourself 2 pig snouts. Exception, get on them, would ya? We don't want more things like that pile, the naughty pile, okay? The naughty pile. I gotta do something with that. Because Pops needs to keep his word. Oh, I'm sorry. So, here we go. That's what you got, brother. These, by the way, ask around. They're starting to get out there. People are starting to get them. And they're good. They are tasty. They're well done, well made. And I'm proud as can possibly be of them. And they work, okay? The applesauce freeze dry had me licking my imaginary mustache. Thank you, Cy. You're so sweet. One more. Give me a type of mushroom strain. And this is the mushrooms that we grow. Cubes. Give me a cube mushroom. Cube mushroom, A plus, a Z, Amazonian, a spinner rims, a golden teacher. Spinner rims. Get out of here with the car part. Texan supplements, Yachty. Okay, Yachty, Yeti, Huala, B plus, Lizard King. I love Lizard Kings now. B plus, Trinity, Blue Meanie, White Teacher, Ape, Hillbilly, Golden Teacher, Albino Cambodian. I almost put that one, Elisa. Peacock, Ecuador, Mazatec. Oh, kill it. Lose, Wags, Mazab, that was it. Mazatec. Mazatepec. That's the one. That's it. Let me go back. Who got that? Got. Lulu. No. L-U-L-Z. Lose. L-U-L-Z. You got it. We'll make you the winner, the final winner, L-U-L-Z. Lulzwag. How do we say it? Lulz Swag. Okay. Congratulations. I think it's a new win for us here. Haven't seen you win before, and I am grateful that you're here. Sincerely glad that you're here. It'll be our final one for today. We are running out of time. Our time's... Boy, we nailed it on time perfectly today. Because... I'm kind of delaying, not showing you guys yet, because we had a good fish story this morning. Thank you for letting me spend the time to talk about all of that with you guys. I literally look forward to the last 3 days. I can't wait to tell my fish story. When Jeff almost caught one of the biggest, baddest sea monsters you've ever seen. And everything else that we've talked about. Thank you, guys. Here we go. Oh, let's see. Which one? I thought, give me a second. Oh, I'm opening up the same box. That's why it's looking the same. Give me a sec. The box that goes for Lulz is this one. It was a good story, Bird. Watch this one. This one is kind of neat. His apple crisps, instead of pig snouts, these are 1 gram. 1 gram supplements mixed into each of these. 1 gram. With little Skittles on top. Okay? So you've got that. Killer. And, I know, that's what it looked like. Little eyes, right? Little face. And, what did we do? Wait till you see this pack. Wait. So it's regular pills, right? Then we, look in there. Little babies. Little babies about the size of the cap. but probably 3 times as strong as a cap. Okay? Each one, just like, boop, little cap, boop, boop. Okay, so that is a killer pack, right? Isn't that cool, Jeff? It's about the same size as a capsule, but I can tell you it's going to be like, uh-oh. Uh-oh, I didn't take a capsule. Uh-oh, I might have taken a little more than a capsule. Lols, if you want this, if you truly want it, if every part of your being wants it, then you're going to have to send me a reading and DM me your address. Okay? That's what we get from you. Now, give me 1 second, because before you guys go, wait, don't go. Don't go. I up here, Cece and Gloom and Cece, I'm going to have to say goodbye up here. And I have to get a second so I can save this. 1 second. Don't go. I'm saying goodbye over here because I have 10 seconds left before they kill me. 8, 7, 6 countdown, and then I can save it. So I'll be able to save it, and we can go back and watch this anytime you want on IG. So, paused. Uh-oh. Now what happened? Okay, I don't go till you go. You know what? After all of that, after all of everything that I just did, I pushed the wrong button and I didn't save it. How do you like that? I didn't save it. Darn it. I don't get it. Pops, peace, love, scroll me out of here. Have a beautiful day. I cannot wait to see you guys here tomorrow. 9 o'clock tonight, I will be at Discord, and we'll discuss Emperor and party people stuff. Okay? And have a great day. Have a great day, Ant and Buds and Tasha, inspiring poetry. There, you telling them what to do. Good, thank you, Tosh. And Alice Cake. Whoa, Allie Cake. Hi, Allie and Sue. Have a great day. And Nicholas and Eric and Lawrence and Free. Have a great day. And Drake. Okay, all right. Sounds good, Drakey. Trist, I love you, bro. Young man, Exception. Thank you for helping everybody there, Exception. Ride 'em rough. Mushman, Ant, and Whiskey, and Onyx. Have a beautiful day, Jason. Jason Grayson's flying in tomorrow. Jason will probably be, I don't know, I'm going to put you on Thursday, Jason. Elisa and Elle and Ephraim. Elle, love you. Ephraim. Shout out to Ephraim. I forgot, what was it? Oh, the post you did about Pops and stuff. That was so darn funny, Ephraim. I forgot I had a note to say something. You are hilarious, kid. Ephraim, thank you, bro. That made me laugh all morning. Lou Swag, thanks, Haley, for helping him. Johnny and Birdie, I'm trying to catch up. Drakey, I love you. Thanks for your hard work, too. Jason and Greg and Johnny and Elle and Tasha and Johnny and Allie. And Keegan, I'm up to you, Keegan. I caught up. And Kristen, and now we're up to Tasha, loving you, Tosh, and Exception, and Johnny, and Haley, and Andrew, and I'm out of breath. And Tasha, and Tabitha. And once I get caught up, I can go. Garrett Gross, and the Exception, and Johnny, and Miranda, and Sandman, and Tasha, and Lee. Have a wonderful day. Congratulations for winning. And Kristen, woohoo. And Exception, yes, I will. And later loves Lee, and Tabitha, and Johnny. I'm catching up. Greg and Michelle Coffin and Johnny and Sister Golden Hair with the 3 spot. And oh my goodness, Exception and Haley. I'm kidding you. Frankie, yes, Toots says I'm caught up. I got you guys. Chris and Ellen, Michelle Coffin, Tabitha and Greg. And Greg, you can do it. Pops, I caught you. PG Tips, Peeps, Pops, Pete's. Love you guys. Greg, stop it. You're torturing me. That was a deep breath for Greg. Pop, peace, love. Out. See you guys tonight.